And what is up, everybody, and welcome to our new show, The Retake, where we bring you Valorant Sunday Showdown news, stories, player interviews, and so much more. We're so excited to bring this new content to you from the Valorant Sunday Showdown team. I am your host, Choice Plays, along with the incomparable Dilly G, and we are actually going to be first off, we're going to be jumping into our rundown of what happened in the top 8 all the way to grand finals in this last week of Valorant Sunday Showdown, week number 17. Let's jump on over to Dilly G.
Yeah, last week was really exciting. Week 17 was a big week for a lot of big teams. Mystify, starting off in the top 8, had a really close 13-10 match to get their ticket into the semifinals. DMC took their win over PDHM Gaming. Despite a really big performance by Schooled for PDHM, did really well. Unfortunately enough for them, DMC still taking the win there. Big Pizza as well returned to the Valorant Sunday Showdown to knock out Tenacity Pro 13-8. Tenacity has had some really strong showings in the last few weeks, even making it to semis in week 16, but unable to replicate that success here in week 17. And then our featured top match on stream, Team Name up against Second Wind.
Yeah, and this game was so dramatic. You love to see these kind of games. I really recommend checking out the VOD on our YouTube, so check on the YouTube channel for that one. Mendo, this is where he really showed up in a huge way. You love to see it. And yeah, what else happened?
Yeah, Mendo was really instrumental in Team Name's success there. Team Name took a really big 8-0 lead to start the first half. It was really dire straits for Second Wind.
Yeah, and Second Wind stayed true to their name, honestly.
Of course.
And came surging back, taking 10 of the following 12 rounds to tie the game to 10 apiece.
Yeah, it was really crazy. I mean, really almost inspiring comeback, I think, from Second Wind to come down from that huge of a deficit to tie it up at 10 apiece. But again, the story is Mendo. Mendo is single-handedly able to prevent the Second Wind comeback story. He had a 1v2 clutch to cap off a really big triple kill in round 22, and then a crucial quadra kill that sent the match over into sudden death. Round 25, the final round, goes down to the absolute second. Boy, expertly timed his play for Team Name, giving them their spot in the semifinals. Really excellent stuff from Team Name.
Yeah, ridiculous. Boy is so good. Now let's take a look at what happened during semifinals. Team Name carried over the hype from their energizing quarterfinals match and cruised to a more comfortable 13-9 win over Big Pizza.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to quickly shout out Big Pizza. Week 17 was a really awesome step up in performance for them, and a top four finish in a tournament like this with 64 teams every week is certainly a good sign for things to come for them. So shout out to Big Pizza for that one.
Yeah, definitely. And on the other side of the bracket, Mystify went up against DMC. I don't believe we got to see that on stream, but Mystify as a 5-man roster is brand new to the VSS. But there are some notable names that we have seen multiple times in the VSS, just like Xypher and Iconic. Fantastic teams or players. And DMC, on the other hand, has experience in the VSS bracket, but had not advanced past the top 32. But this week, they got all the way to semifinals.
Yeah, really big step up for DMC there, an undeniably impressive improvement for them. Luckily, this was the match we were able to catch on stream. We did see this one. DMC played really well early on, got their way to an early 4-1 lead, but Mystify really settled down on the defensive side for them. They tied it up 4-4. DMC tried to make some noise, had a pretty explosive save round win actually to regain the lead. JP2 just underscoring. They played exceptionally well for DMC, constantly putting up big numbers, big plays, but after the first half, Mystify was too dominant on attack. They really had an answer for everything DMC threw at them. So yeah, Mystify just too dominant for DMC to handle. Again, of course, congratulations to DMC for that big step up, making it all the way to semifinals, but Mystify punched their ticket into grand finals after that one.
Yeah, you love to see it. Mystify with this brand new roster being able to get all the way to the grand finals. And looking at game one, that's going to be on Bind. And this was where both of these teams really kind of showed up and showed off. Mendo stuck to the Rays on this game one, and rightly so. He's been so dominant with her. Xypher on Xypher for Mystify as he was cosplaying as Xypher, so that was just so good on his part. And Boy on Killjoy for team name. You love to see Killjoy. This is her first week being able to be in the VSS, so he was a handful. Boy was a handful for Mystify to handle.
Yeah, definitely. Boy was definitely a really big part of this grand finals. The game actually got off to a really rare 1-1 start. Team Name was able to snatch a really unlikely second round victory after having dropped that first pistol round. Complete save round for them, you know, classics in hand and everything, but for whatever reason, Mystify fell apart to them, so we went 1-1 there. Mystify did recollect themselves, regain the lead, eventually taking the game to 4-2. But Team Name really continued to show their prowess in these save rounds, surprisingly enough. Rounds where they had little to no money, maybe just a few sheriffs in pocket. These rounds you could never count them out of because they won them multiple times over on Sunday, not just in grands, but early on in the tournament we saw it as well. They moving on to the 8th round, Team Name started to build some momentum off that save round victory. In the 8th round, they had a 5v2 advantage. Xypher tried to hold them off, picked up a really big 4K, but in the end, PTR took him down, wrapping up a 4K of his own.
Yeah, and that was really good. So from there, Team Name was able to establish their first lead of the game, but neither team was able to really run away and gain a really, big lead or deficit or anything. Mendo put in an excellent game, though, almost showing off at times with these brilliant multi-kills, op plays, but we can't overlook Boy in this match.
Definitely.
He was reliable for at least one kill almost every single round. His lockdowns, nano swarms, everything he really threw down was really putting a thorn in the side of Mystify.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up with really, really clever solutions. I know on the second half he was able to find a nice little angle through the ceiling of showers over on A site that he could throw the nano swarm through, really helping the A side execute for Team Name on the attacking side. But starting out on the defensive side in the first half, they closed that half up with a 7-5 lead. Mystify quickly take the game back, tie it up 7-7. This is where Singularity really started to show up for Mystify. His Reyna struggled to get going on the attacking side, but really came alive in the second half when Mystify was on defense.
Yeah, and with that, they really kind of built some of that momentum, but they were just stopped in their tracks by PTR, who top fragged his way to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
There was a play, I can't remember what round it was, where he just had two quick, close range op snipes when
around the corner.
Yeah, when everyone was just coming down on him. And this match really turned into like a boxing match. It was back and forth. They were taking shots at each other. But every round went down to the wire, really.
Yeah. I mean, it was just so back and forth. It would have been impossible to have predicted a winner at any point. Mystify took a relatively significant 11-9 lead, but of course, sticking with the theme of this match, Team Name stayed relentless. Eventually, we found ourselves on sudden death tied 12-12. In the end, though, round 25. The story was Mendo. He was hugely dominant in that last round. The last round not being nearly as competitive as the rest of the game, for sure.
Yeah, and that'll bring us to game 2, which we saw on Ascent, which we really believe that was a Team Name map pick because they were so dominant on Ascent. They just tore apart Mystify, and it was hard to go back to that. From that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Team Name, they just showed an overwhelming level of competence on Ascent. They came organized. They came with a very clearly preset strategy, especially on how to attack on Ascent. They started out on attack. Fortnite gamer for Team Name started the match off especially explosive, picking up 5 kills in just 2 rounds. This was Team Name's game plan, and they carried it out to a T. And for 5 rounds in a row, Mystify unable to stop them, completely unable to stop them.
Yeah, that 5-0 surge from Team Name just really did stop Mystify, and they started to show signs of life, bringing themselves within 2 rounds at the half.
Yeah,
so
5-7 still.
Yeah, not too bad at all. And Mystify would take the first 2 opening rounds of the second half.
Yeah, tying it up 7-7, which is, big news for them for sure.
Yes.
But unfortunately, those would be the last 2 rounds they took in the grand finals.
Short-lived.
From then on, Team Name overwhelmingly dominant on defense. Mystify really couldn't find a way in edgewise on attack. And so, congratulations to Team Name. They closed it out 13-7 over Mystify in Game 2 of the grand finals. No small feat to show up to a tournament, especially a tournament that people have been entering week after week, to show up as a new roster, take gold in your first week. Really, really outstanding stuff for them. So congratulations to Team Name.
Yeah, definitely showed how strong they are as players, as a team. And it was a tight race for the HyperX MVP award, but
definitely,
ultimately Mendo took it away with some ridiculous stats, and he was going to go home with that HyperX Cloud Stinger headset. So that's really good for him. But honestly, you can't count out the rest of his team.
Yeah, absolutely.
PTR, boy, Fortnite gamer.
Yes. Never get tired of saying that name.
PFit. These guys are great teams, and they really meshed well together, and they were dominant on that last match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we were actually able to catch up with Xypher from Team Mystify, and he gave us a little bit of his time for a quick interview, so we will run that interview right now. All right, what's up, Xypher? We are here with the famous Xypher, who went through the entire Valorant Sunday Showdown as Xypher cosplayed. What an amazing thing to do. What's up, Xypher? How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing awesome.
Awesome. Xypher, thank you so much for joining us today. I definitely have to ask, firstly, what was it like playing as Xypher all day, and how did you get that outfit together?
So I bought the outfit off a website. I hit a sub goal, and I said I would cosplay as the main character I play. So bought it off there. It came in quicker than I was expecting. I was expecting to come in later this month or sometime early September.
Yeah,
but
I'm glad it came in.
Yeah, definitely impressive given global conditions, so that's awesome to hear. Definitely, we've seen you in a lot of tournaments before. Walk us through briefly, what's your journey been through moving through different rosters through the lifespan of Valorant thus far?
It's been a little bit of a struggle here and there. It's hard to find people that are as dedicated or that have the same kind of experience. There are people that are good, they just don't have the game knowledge. And there's some people that just are missing a little bit of both. So, because I come from CSGO, and if you come from CSGO, you have a lot of game knowledge of how to play the game in general for this game. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to find teammates that aren't toxic as well. So
I can definitely relate at any level of the game, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Piggybacking off of that, you have actually yourself been a part of the Valorant Sunday Showdown for 6 whole weeks. You've been coming in for 6 weeks trying to get to that grand finals moment, and now you have finally made it. How does it feel, and are you happy with the progress you've made since you've started joining the VSS?
It feels really good. I'm actually kind of surprised at how good we did yesterday. Or not yesterday, but on Sunday when we played. Because we were playing with 2 Phils that I've never played with, and I don't know, we performed really well, and I'd like to see if we could keep this roster going a little bit longer.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And in the finals, I think I played pretty good the first game. We kind of threw that one. I wish we went to game 3 because it would have been pretty good for the third map, I think.
Definitely. I have to ask about playing against Team Name Sunday night. I mean, you guys obviously kept it really close with them, but they seem to just have that like slight edge over you guys. Have you been able to, as a team so far, identify any one aspect that you saw that it was like, yeah, these guys are beating us here or there?
On Bind, it was really like, I don't know. I feel like we both had good like ideas going into the map. On Ascent, they definitely had a better game plan. They knew exactly what to do.
Right.
We seemed to struggle on CD side, didn't know how we wanted to play our setup, and that'll just take time because we are a new roster.
Definitely. Well, yeah, definitely impressive as a new roster, making it all the way to Grand Finals. Big congratulations to you guys for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And now, so where do you see yourself like moving forward from here? Do you want to stick to that same roster and try to like kind of sync up some of those things that you guys felt like you were missing?
Yeah, I would like to keep some of them. I know Iconic he's the leader of the team, or is like deciding who's like playing with. So he's also hit up Lasky recently.
Oh wow.
To see if he wants to, because apparently he's no longer on Homeless.
Yeah,
Wow.
just heard about that actually. Saw it on
So
Reddit.
he hit up Lasky to see if he would want to play with us, see how it goes. So if he does, that'd be lit. Because I know Lasky from CS. We knew each other through like he had some friends and I was on their team, so I knew him then. And Iconic played Advanced, so I'm pretty sure he knew who Lasky was, and they knew each other.
Well, awesome. Well, definitely a promising roster, getting all the way to the grand finals in the VSS week number 17. So proud of you for that, especially doing it in a full Xypher cosplay, which I'm sure, like you said, was pretty warm.
It was so hot.
Yeah, well, dude, thank you so much for coming on here and doing this quick little interview with us. It was awesome getting to talk to you, and hopefully we'll see you in the next Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. And thank you so much, Xypher, for giving us the time and answering some of those questions. It was really awesome to talk to you, for real.
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to Xypher. Great guy as always. I definitely want to recommend to you guys, if you want to see the action we've been chatting about here, be sure to check out the YouTube link right below our Twitch channel there, twitch.tv /Vanguard Championship. I'll get that right one day. Check out that YouTube link below there. Be sure to check out these VODs. These guys are putting on an excellent show for you guys. And be sure to check our Twitter at Vanguard Champs. That's where we'll be tweeting out the most recent Vanguard Valorant Sunday Showdown news, as well as the biggest clips, highlights, and anything else we got for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for watching the Retake, our first ever episode of this. We're so excited to get this show rolling, get it going, and get some of this good information and some of these amazing players like into your hands so you can see and really connect with a lot of these players and teams. I have been Choice Plays.
I'm Dilly G.
And thank you again. We'll see you next week.